Hey weirdos, welcome back to my channel. My name is EmmaAbe, and today I'm going to be doing a long overdue fall book haul. So this is all the stuff that I got in the fall of 2020 from various sources that weren't featured in other specific videos like textbook hauls or Better World Book stuff. So I'm also joined by the baby. Say hi. She is so cute. We love her. She is going to be just chillaxing. You're going to be chillaxing with me? So you guys will get to see her. So let's get started. I don't have like the most amount of books, but we have a number of books, which means virtually nothing. So the first book, and these are books like in no particular order. Because I don't remember when I bought these. This is Trevor Noah's Born a Crime. And holy fuck, I love this book, first of all. And I bought this from my university's bookstore because they still had it and I wanted to buy it. This tells Trevor Noah's story like growing up in South Africa. He has just a lot of anecdotal information, and I think that the way he talks about race and social relations and commentary on like American society versus South African society and just society in general in the world, I think is just very intellectual, and I just like it a lot. It's very important to note that Trevor Noah is this biracial person, and he grew up in South Africa during apartheid. So when it was illegal to be biracial, that is why he is born a crime. And it's so good. There are many parts in the story that got me emotional. I loved it. Audiobook, really, really great. So that's why I got this one. And I hadn't read it before I bought it. The next book I procured is White Fragility, Why It's So Hard for White People to Talk About Racism by Robin DiAngelo. So this I got because of a book club that I was in with the like Panhellenic Society at my university. This is primarily geared towards white people. And it says like in the thing like people of color may or may not get something out of it. I don't know. Might be good to see like where white people are coming from. And I think it's a very good like depiction of that. I mean, I've definitely seen people have beliefs and do things that is described in this book. I don't think I got a lot out of it personally. There's like a chapter or two that I found very helpful in terms of helping me like reframe things, and it's smaller than you would think it is. I feel like a lot of times this seems like a bigger, meatier book. It's really not. So I got this one. The next book is Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. That's not Muir. I don't know. This is a book with lesbian necromancers. Need I say more? I loved it. I bought this from Amazon. I know, but I really wanted to own this book and buy this book after I read it for the first time and reread it, and I loved it. I'm very excited to read Gideon the Ninth, which I will be getting from my library eventually, and hopefully get it in paperback when it comes out as well. But yeah, you follow this main character, Gideon. She is one of a few remaining children from the Ninth, and her mom crash landed on the Ninth's planet. She doesn't want to be there, and she's basically forced to hang out with Harrow, while Harrow goes and tries to become what was it called? To be one of the like Emperor's like main necromancers, and Gideon has to be like basically her bodyguard. Lots of shit happens. You should read it. I will say it is like marketed as like science fiction, at least on Goodreads, because this was part of the science fiction category in the Goodreads Choice Awards, and it to me it feels a lot more like fantasy, but I guess I don't know shit, so don't take what I'm saying is with a grain of salt, please. The next books I got, I'm gonna show them all at once because they're part of a series, and that is I got this nice box set again from Amazon. Please, they were having a sale, okay, and I wanted to own these books. So I got the first 3 of the Trials of Apollo series, and oh my god, this series is really good. It's basically the premise for this series. It is a follow-up to the Heroes of Olympus series. It takes place like right after that one finishes. But this time you're following the god Apollo, who has been punished by Zeus and is forced to become a human, and he has to serve a demigod in order to become a god again. And so it's his quest to become a god, and along the way his demigod is a little girl named Meg, and they run into all sorts of trouble and they have to save the world. I greatly enjoyed them. I read all 3 of these with audiobook and following along. I can't wait to finish the series. Rick Riordan, just really good middle grade books in general. It also came with like this, which I don't really understand what this is. I don't have a ton more. I got a couple more. So the next book I got is The Uninhabitable Earth, Life After Warming by David Wallace Wells. This I picked up from my university bookstore. Again, I have a bunch of money on that gift card and I need to spend it somehow. And how I decided to do that is by buying books. So this I read earlier in 2020 for the BookTube prize. And this is a essay collection. Each essay talks about what life will be like if we don't do anything about global warming. There are parts where it's hard to read and it's truly disturbing. There is like a little glimmer of like hope at the end of the tunnel if we can just get through this, do something about it. We can make a change. We're not at the point of no return, but we're rapidly approaching it. I bought this book because I greatly enjoyed it and wanted to own it. This one is Beloved by Toni Morrison. This is the first Toni Morrison I read, and I read this in high school. Oh my god, this book made me fall in love with Toni Morrison. I'm really sad when she left us, when she died. I bought this from the Harry Beecher Stowe house, and I was very excited that they had it because they didn't have it before. So I decided to snag it. You're so cute. This is actually based off of a true story that happened actually in the Cincinnati area, where this escaped slave escaped with her children and wound up murdering one of her daughters, who was like an infant at the time, because in her mind it was better for her to die than go back to being a slave, because they were getting chased and were about to be recaptured. Toni Morrison takes that concept and that story and she runs with it, and it's so good. Very, very difficult to read, so trigger warnings galore, but so powerful and so moving. And I constantly point to this book as a book where it's like, hey, why don't you just not judge someone's decisions until you have at least gotten a better understanding? Because I remember reading this for English class and what people were saying about the mother in the story and like, how could she ever do that? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, you don't understand how truly horrifying slavery was. Women especially. It was horrible for everybody, but women especially, it held a very special form of horror and torture. I just love the way it was written and the non-linearness of it, and it's beautiful. I love Toni Morrison's writing and I cannot wait to read more. Okay, gonna move on to my last book that I bought. This is gonna sound stupid, but I'm gonna tell you this book anyway. This is Woman's Work, Reckoning with Work and Home by Megan K. Stack. So this is a memoir, and I bought this because it's about China and it's red. The author, Megan K. Stack, was recently turned into a young mother in Beijing, and it just kind of talks about like labor in China and like the subdivision between like women's work and men's work, and how she's struggling being a mom, and when she just like recently left her job as a foreign correspondent and having to balance that with a brand new baby. And I thought that was interesting. Have I read this yet? No. Am I going to read it at some point? Yes, I hope so. Yeah, I completely bought this just because it's a book about China and the cover was red. Should I feel bad about that? I don't think so. I mean, it's my money. I can waste it the way I want to, right? And this I also got from my university's bookstore because, again, I need to spend that money somehow. And that's it. That's it for the books. That's all for this video. I think the baby wants to go back to her brothers. Do you miss them? They love you. So she's going to say goodbye. You're going to say goodbye. And say goodbye to the camera. She is so freaking cute. Oh my god. I can't, like, she makes my heart melt like every single freaking day. That's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. You guys know the drill. Let me know if you like seeing the baby in the videos, because I cannot have her in the videos if you guys don't like seeing her or you think she's distracting. But I like holding her and talking to you guys about books. So let me know. Bye-bye. 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 Okay, goodbye.